Sometimes you just have to celebrate. So many good things happen in our home. So many important things. Meals to share, stories to tell, hurts to heal, love to give. Spending time together.
A family is our first community. It's the most basic way the Lord gathers us, informs us, and acts in the world today.
Of course, there are occasional worries, times when you wonder about the kind of world we live in, where your kids are growing up, and you're wondering, am I the only one who cares? If you have ever felt that the church is too big, that the world is too fast, and that family and friends are too far away, you're invited to take a look at our family, the Christian Family Movement.
I think what drew us to CFM initially was a lot of the families that are involved in it were talking about what a great thing it was, and it's families getting together, talking about their faith, sharing their faith in a small group, and it's nice to see what other people are going through. And we meet in people's homes, and it's really rewarding.
The Christian Family Movement brings families together. Small groups of families, from the parish or from the neighborhood. We meet in a comfortable place, in a home, or wherever we find a good place to get together. We talk about the things that matter.
It was a lot of fun, and we were able to meet a lot of families that quickly became, an important part of our lives, and it was a great introduction to a new town and a new church.
We moved to a big parish and a big town, and CFM really kind of helped fill that gap, make you immediately part of your a parish and a group, and it really kind of helped our children with the transition, and has really helped us as well.
Yes.
There's a method to our movement called Observe, Judge, Act. It teaches us a new way of looking at the world, and it shapes us as disciples of Jesus. At work, as parents, having fun, and guiding the next generation.
Oh, the kids love CFM. It's as much for them as it is for us. They have their CFM friends, and they always want to, we'll say, oh, well, we have CFM tonight, and they want to, well, so-and-so going to be there, and it's a great thing for them, too. It's just something that it's important to us, and we make time for it, and we're always glad we went.
The founders of CFM learned from Cardinal Joseph Cardine, who encouraged lay men and women to live their faith actively.
CFM creates program books, books that explore the meaning of sacred scripture and tradition today in everyday, ordinary family life. We discover how to live our faith.
When we had our third newborn, it was very difficult, and the group changed the meeting time, and we all started getting back together. It's something that, after a while, it's something that we prioritize. It's like working out or going to church. It's just something that we make time for. It's something that we put in our schedule, and we want to make sure and get to it, because it's something that centers you, and it brings you back to where you need to be.
Every meeting includes time for prayer, scripture reflection, and what we call social inquiry, observing the world around us, our family, our neighborhood, and beyond, judging what we see in the light of the gospel, and acting to change the world for the better.
We have fun together, too. We support each other. We find encouragement for our convictions, and we reach out to others, too. It is important for all of us to know that we can make a difference.
CFM, just the discussions allow you to evaluate, how Christ and your faith function within your life. So that kind of brings the judgments that you make makes it explicit for you. Brings it right out there to the surface. But the other thing it does is it's given us some good ideas about how to act.
We are families of various shapes and sizes. We are Christian families, called to be doers of the word and not hearers only.
Some of the people that we've gotten to know through CFM have brought us into parish councils and some leadership within the parish that has been helpful, as well as organizations in the community that seek social justice and those types of things, that if we hadn't been part of CFM, we might not have known about those activities and wouldn't have known that those opportunities were there. And we're able to use our talents in a way that we may not have been aware was even a possibility.
The mission of the Christian Family Movement is to promote Christ-centered marriage and family life, to help individuals and families to live their faith in everyday life, and to improve society through acts of love, through acts of service, through education and example.
I usually hang out with some of my friends. We have some fun. Today we played card games. The last one I went to, we had a football game and we just had some fun. Sometimes we just sit down and talk about stuff like what's happened in our lives recently and all that.
A family is holy, not because it is perfect, but because God's grace is working in it. God has called you and comes to you through the sacraments. You believe in God and that God cares about you. You love and you never give up.
CFM to me is just God's grace at work. I mean, it's just a matter of showing what Christian families are all about. You had brought up earlier that it is kind of a hectic world that we're beginning to raise our kids in, and it's just one of those organizations where you just think, this is what a Christian family should be about.
CFM has the support of pastors and chaplains and church leaders, and we accept that calling in many parishes, active, caring, connecting Sunday worship and everyday life. Archbishop Anthony Pilla challenged us to be families and individuals with a radiant faith. The bishops in the United States recommend CFM in their letter, Follow the Way of Love. Find out more about us at our website, www.cfm.org, or by calling our national office, 812-962-5508. The Christian Family Movement.